Hello and welcome. I'm really looking forward to being together today to explore a vision concept that I call core as relationship with gravity, ourselves, one another, and our living environment. And I'm holding these little balls that are molded together because they really express a concept of our embryology, that the place we're going to be coming from in this particular inquiry of how we access that primal, co-regulating, deep interoceptive awareness within us that's self-healing, and how we do that through the portals of our hands and feet. That's why we're going to use a chair within this exploration together. But the balls here represent our embryonic nature. And I really learned this concept through Jaap van der Wal, one of my treasured mentors, that as we travel before we form ourselves, as we travel into the womb, we actually embed in the womb, we back ourselves. And so as we begin to grow our back body, skin and nervous system, and our front body, yolk sac, also intermingle with the meso, that in between, that beingness within us that brings out our fascial body that is a weaver of the muscles, the bones, the kidneys, and all of this together forms our amazing self. So this embryonic way of thinking about ourselves as self-healing, self-generative, adaptive is really, really powerful. And so I'm using that as a metaphor so that as we begin to sense the difference between core control and look at core as relationship, we actually play with a concept of the arms rooting through the shoulder girdle to the gliding shoulder blades, down our back, through our sit bone, tailbone, into the tripod of our foot. I'm going to play with that idea of how, through my hands, I feel that sense of fascial flossing down, and how the lift up the front happens, the yolk sac body happens through inner ankle, inner thigh, internal lift through the front, where the legs root through the front of the spine, through what I'm calling the low belly suspenders, to the inner ear. So that concept of down the back, up the front is constantly with us as a playful, curious way of being with ourselves through this whole body awareness from feet to hands and head. So let's play. So finding a chair, or to be a surface, a bench, or a low table, you're just placing your hands wide enough so that you can sense your shoulders in relationship with your hands. And then your tail moves away from your hands, and you'll begin to feel there's a sensory awareness between the feet, the helical feet and the helical hands. I'm just softening and finding that release back. Allow my inhale, and as I exhale, relaxing into my feet and hovering. I'm not pulling my heels up, I'm letting my body just hover toward my hands, which is deeply strengthening in my upper body. And then from there, allow the inhale, come away from my hands, sensing that feeling of the arms rooting down the back, which I call the waterfall. Waterfall down the back meets the internal lift up the front. Inhale, exhale, sensing inner ankle, inner thigh. It's such a beautiful, simple feeling. And I can feel my arms getting more and more rooted to my back, which allows my chest to open, allows my head to be free. Allow the inhale there. Exhale. One more time. Allow the inhale. Exhale. And I can feel each time I'm going deeper and deeper, the back of my arm is getting more supported by the upper core, what I'm calling upper core, that feeling of the serratus and the deep internal core support from foot to head working together. I feel pelvic floor, diaphragm, palate connected. Allow the inhale. Exhale. So that's the first part. Here's the second part. Allow the inhale. Exhale. And as you come forward this time, the same way you're coming forward, except this time look up. Instead of staying in flexion, we're bringing the hips forward as we look up, 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 up. And we come into extension. It's an amazing feeling. Now I'm using that feeling I just cultivated with my upper core, my arms connected through my internal lift. And then look down. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to play with sound, movement, and breath. So this was an incredible feeling. This is really the context of what Continuum is all about and how that feeds into sound, movement, innovation, breath, how it all works. When you add sound to it, how that begins to deeply innervate your body. Creates fluid resonance. Allow the inhale. See what feeling, what sound feels empowering to you. That's the beauty of Continuum, is that you can really sense sound, breath, and innovation moving you. Feel a hiss sound. Feel a hum sound. So see how you're playing with your innate biointelligence, the deep biointelligence. We first did the flexion and we did extension, playing with extension, and feel that you can play with sound in both of those. And our third exploration, part of this exploration, will be from a lunge position, and just sense, once again, feel the sense of sound, movement, and breath playing together, the choreography of fluid resonance. Core as relationship, gravity, the grounding, sensing, centering myself, and feeling the uplift. Playing, and I'm becoming one with my environment. That's the beauty of how the chair becomes part of me. Fabulous, just a really amazing feeling. So one hand, and then we'll play with this has helped. I have a right hip replacement, and this has helped me so much to really play with that feeling of what is it to listen to my body and give it what it wants. something out of the sound. You just play with what feels interesting to your body. Even right now as I'm talking, that sound, my body's responding, and I can feel my bones moving in rhythm towards center. Oh, amazing. Now we're going to counter rotate. And play with how the other side feels. Counter rotate. Also notice how your heel, the back heel, like right now, I want to rotate in this direction. It just feels good for that. It's like a rudder for my whole body. It allows me to turn in this direction by just moving my heel slightly. Opening up, widening a little bit. How are we in relationship with our environment? Allowing arms to reach away from one another, feeling a sense of whole body wholeness, core as relationship with gravity, ourselves, one another, and our environment. So that's a beautiful exploration we're playing with together. I call it the Fascial Dog Flow Series. Love to hear from you. Thank you.